What's up guys, welcome back. This is the Walther PDP-F. This is my wife's gun. She got this for Christmas along with some other accessories for it. And we might have just found her favorite gun to shoot. So let's jump into it. If you haven't seen my other video I did on this gun, I'll link it in the description. It's just kind of an overview, going over a few features of the gun. But my wife with guns, I think she's more picky about guns than she is anything else. Shoes, makeup, anything that is girl related. We've tried a multitude of different guns for her. She's got a Glock 43X, a SIG P365, SIG P320 compact. She's got a Glock 19, and she just got this PDP-F for Christmas a little while ago. Some of her biggest complaints with the other guns is snappiness, you know, how snappy they are when you're shooting. How hard it is to rack the slide. She's pretty petite, and racking a slide on a gun is a little bit harder for her. But I think Walther, with the design of this PDP-F series gun, has kind of addressed all of those issues. The slide is a lot easier to rack. She can rack the slide easier than her other guns that she has. The slide release on this is 100 times better. I don't know if you'll be able to see this, but she can actually, it's got quite a big ledge there. She can actually get on that with her thumb and release that slide without having to pull the slide back and let it go to chamber around. She can one-handed push down on that and let that slide go home. So we got to the range. We went on a date night and went to the range, I don't know, a month or so ago, and I got a little bit of footage of her shooting the different guns. I want to show you guys some of that so you guys can see how snappy this thing is in her hand versus the Glock 43X, that SIG P320, the SIG 365, you know, a multitude of different guns. But while we were at the range, she just kept gravitating towards this PDP-F. She'd shoot a magazine, grab another gun, shoot it for a minute, pick the Walther back up, start shooting with the Walther again. Then I'd ask her if she wanted to try another gun. She'd try it for a magazine, throw it down. She just kept going back to this gun, and it was easy for her to shoot. Now, I'm not going to sit here and claim that my wife is some professional shooter and her form is perfect and all that stuff. That's not the case. She's just a casual shooter that wants to get more proficient and have a carry gun for self-defense if needed. Now, this is her first gun that we put a red dot on, and that took a little getting used to for her. She wasn't quite sure on how to find that dot and get used to it, but she picked it up a little bit while we were at the range shooting. She probably put 250 rounds through this gun while we were there, and she was getting better the more she shot it at picking up that red dot and, you know, kind of making that more comfortable for her. She's always preferred using the iron sights. That's one thing I do need to get for this, is a set of taller iron sights. We put that Holosun 507C on there, and these factory Walther sights just aren't tall enough to co-witness through that red dot. So I'll have to find a set of sights for her for this and get those installed for her. Also, if you guys like stuff like this, don't forget to subscribe and hit that thumbs up button. It really helps out the channel. And as I do with all my videos, I'll have a link in the description that takes you over to our website that has all the parts that I use. Like on this build, I have a build list for this that I did for my other video. It'll have links for the light and the red dot and anything that I've used, tools that I like to use on my gun builds, things like that. So if you want to, go over there and check that stuff out, and go follow us on Instagram. But let's take a look at some of that shooting footage from our range trip. Now here's her shooting that Glock 43X. That's the gun she carries the most. It's small enough for her. She likes the angle of the grip, how it shoots, but you can see just how snappy that is compared to the Walther. SIG P365, she just didn't like it all. She shot 2 shots and said, I do not like this gun. Didn't even finish the magazine. And personally, I'm not a huge fan of the P365 either. I would rather grab a Glock 43X every day of the week than that 365X that I got. So after that range trip, she really came away liking this gun. How easy that slide is to rack for a female. It's a lot easier than even the 43X. The trigger weight, the trigger on this thing is typical Walther. It's a really good trigger from the factory. I'll do a trigger pull test real quick and show you guys how much this thing is pulling out from the factory. That grip circumference, it's small enough for her hands to get around, but it's not too small to where I can't get my hands around. I enjoyed shooting this thing also. It's typical Walther. I love my full-size PDP, and this was no different other than the grip's a little smaller and that length of pull to that trigger is also a little bit shorter. The main things that she really liked about this was that slide, how easy it is to rack, and then the slide release, because she struggles with that on any other gun. Anytime she has to send that slide home, she's trying to rack that slide to get that to go home. Where on this gun, with that big ledge for the slide release, it was easy for her to get enough pressure on that to send that slide home. During that range trip, we had 0 problems with it, 0 malfunctions, 0 issues at all, other than her trying to find that red dot while she was shooting. She has never shot with a red dot before, so that was a learning curve. But afterwards, she said she liked it once she got the hang of it. I still do need to get it sighted in because I just threw this thing on there and we went to the range. So it's a little bit off. I'll get that sighted in next time I go and try and get some new iron sights on this before I go again, so we can make sure it's 100% ready for her to carry whenever she wants. And just so you guys know, I do have a giveaway going. I did a video on my full-size Walther PDP where I added some accessories and stuff. So if you want, go watch that video. I'll link it in the description below. When you watch that video, there will be instructions in the video on how to enter that giveaway. So if that's something you guys are into, go watch that. And don't forget to subscribe, hit that thumbs up button, and we'll check you guys on the next one.